You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Trump's conspiracy twaddle comes back to bite him. This is Insiders based on an article by Matthew Rosa. Conspiracy is MAGA operating system. They set up a handful of conservative voices spend that story the way MAGA spends everything else, by turning it into insinuation, spectacle, and cheap suspicion. In the source material, Democrats mostly offer ordinary condolences, while the right rushes to speculate about assassination, and two insiders point straight at Trump as the source of the pattern. Trump set the tone. The important fact is not that random influences allowed. It is that Trump normalized this mode of politics years ago and kept feeding it. When a president treats grotesque speculation as ordinary political speech, the movement around him learns that nothing is sacred. No death is final, and every event is raw material for manipulation. That is not proof. It is leadership. Trump does not merely tolerate conspiracy thinking, he has made it a core language of power. The machine around him. The source is useful because it identifies the ecosystem, even if it still gives too much room to the usual evasions. Laura Loomer, upper media, and the rest of the US industrial complex do not operate in a vacuum. They thrive because Trump's politics reward exactly this behavior: outrage, distraction, and constant narrative contamination. Rick Wilson's point is the most revealing one in the piece. Conspiracy talk is profitable because it changes the subject. If people are busy debating absurd death theories, they are less likely to focus on the Iran war blowing up badly or on the damage done by Trump's economic policy. That is the actual function of the noise. Blame lands upward. The stories from this thread is also the one most coverage tends to soften. The blame belongs with the people who made the ecosystem, not just the people who repeat it. The influencers are opportunists. The deeper responsibility is with Trump, who built a movement where paranoia is not an accident but a tactic. This is what institutional cowardice looks like in political form. The figure at the top can posture as detached while everyone around him escalates the poison he licensed in the first place. That is how deliberate harm gets misdescribed as confusion. What this reveals. The larger pattern is simple authoritarian politics. Do not merely lab of policy. They corrode the basic social and civic terms on which reality is shared. Death becomes a talking point. Evidence becomes optional. Grief becomes an opening for factional theater. A democratic politics cannot afford to pretend this is normal partisan ugliness. It is a managed collapse of truth discipline, run from the top and monetized all the way down. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternate for today's article. With the automated voice of Diana, thanks for listening.